My Keurig's got to heat up. Just a moment. Whoa, look at my hair, man. Look at the hairdo. I really should probably start paying more attention to my buns before I go on that. I don't care though. Look at my shirt. It's Max from the Grinch. Okay. I have to make more Christmas candy. Sorry, man, my apron was having a malfunction. I have to make more Christmas candy, which means I've got to have my Keurig heat up so I can have coffee. And let's hope the dog behaves because she's been an extra spicy toddler here lately. My Keurig sounds like a steam train fixing to take off. Never noticed how loud it was until you're trying to do something. Then you decide you need a cup of coffee. I am being extra special right now. During Christmas months you get your extra. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm keeping all my coffee pods in my snowman. And I want iced oatmeal. I got the Christmas cookie collection because you can bulk it on Amazon and get it cheaper than you can buy it anywhere else. I got the Christmas cookie collection. And so far, I'm really enjoying them. They all didn't fit in here though. I've got them hidden in the cover because it's going to fill them up like 3 times. Bless his little heart. He's not a giant cookie jar. But, I like to get a little extra during Christmas. I've got to make this moose farts again. So if you missed the original making the sounds of my Keurig, well, if y'all weren't disgusted, you are now. And if you didn't want coffee, you probably do now. I'm sorry, whichever one wasn't my intent. Boy, that smells good. As you can see, my lymphatic system took a hit from me going to the festival over the weekend, and I'm tired, but I did okay. I did well. I've been resting, trying to dig my house out of all the time I spent crocheting and making dream pictures. Also, I have a new Keurig's extra sassy today too. I have a new can opener, and I never had one of these. I don't really know what to expect. All I know is that it scared the crap out of me about 5 times here lately. And David used it successfully. Now, can I? Probably not. Probably not. I have to read the... What? Oh, never mind. I don't know how this is supposed to work. It says you put it on there, and you push the button. I don't know. Is that what happens? I do know that I've touched it a few times and it's made noises. Like that. Okay. I don't believe you're working correctly. David got it to work just fine the other day. Me and can openers are not my favorite thing. You are hateful. I had a can opener and I had one. I'm gonna have to learn how to use this thing. David used it just fine. No. Overall. Had a can opener for 20-something years and the thing finally died on me. I took it personal, to be quite honest, because it 20-something years from Walmart, 20-something years, and it died. I'm good. I'm tired. I'm swollen from being out over the weekend, but I'm hanging in there. I'm doing okay, and I'm trying to depuff today, but it's not worse. So I've been doing those gua sha on the ice and stuff, and oh my goodness. Oh, Jackie, I know, man. I count down, and I'm sitting there going, crap, now our days are getting shorter. And then we get to that spot, and I'm like, hey, our days are getting longer. So I'm enjoying today because it's actually warm enough today that I don't have to have the fire and the wood stove. And but that's fixing to change because it's just winter. Okay, now I have to find a bowl. I should have pre-thought all this out, but you know. Y'all, if y'all know me, y'all know. Look, I do stack things nicely. But not in the cabinet that holds all my lids. It looks like a jungle of Tupperware. So I have been like MIA, and I think some people have taken it as like her, we got her. No, I had crap to do, y'all. I had crap to do. Life. I doctor's appointments, EKGs, life, you know. Mom's been peaking puny again. You know, life happens. I need, what is this? Cookie butter. I let David do some shopping because I was back and forth and here and yonder, and I said, why don't you just do some shopping instead of me having to, I said, just get whatever you think you want. Zero sugar cookie butter for the win. I'm going to let that man shop more often. I mean, I can stretch a penny farther, but this looks good. I mean, I'm not going to fuss about it. Now, I would have gotten the one that's like 5 times this big and probably cost the same amount, but it probably wouldn't have tasted as good, let's just be honest. I don't like that it didn't have 2 seals, but if somebody's trying to poison me, they're going to have to try harder, I guess. Okay. I hope this is good. Speak Serbian? Why would I? I'm not from Serbia. Well, you people come on here with some weird requests. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, you know, I try to warn everybody when they meet me that I think I'm a bit different than most people. And for most of y'all that know me, y'all know why. It's because the law enforcement training I had and stuff, and all the time that I worked in the court systems and in the prison systems and being a parole officer and then doing counseling and doing the cognitive behavioral therapy for the prisons. I think different. You know, so I'm a little bit, I think different. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm feeling special, so I'm putting cold foam in my coffee. It's one of those days where I need all the bells and whistles to get through the day. Yeah, it's one of them. And I cheat. And I do salted caramel sprinkles. Because when I actually do want a coffee, I want to feel extra. So we don't have Starbucks. Now, one of my bonus children's has a coffee shop up in town, but I never, it's on the north side of town. I never get up there. If I go through town, I'm going through the one red light to go down the hill to the farm. That's where I'm going. I think we only have like 4 red lights anyway, so anyway, I spend a lot of time on the internet, and I get snoopy. So after the happenings that happened, was it 2 weeks ago now? Yummy. 2 weeks ago now. I forget the time because literally, I know it's been a while because I've annoyed David. Because ever since that guy was like, say my name, all I've done to irritate my husband now when I've been around is going, say my name, say my name. And he's like, you can shut up. I think it's funny. I need butter. I need melted butter. Dang it. I should have hopped on this earlier, but, you know, I do things backwards. Anyway, it's been a couple weeks, right? Anybody else that's still getting irritated? You're a weirdo. Well, some people come on here and think I'm a weirdo. Let me tell you what, there's some weirdos pop up in here. I mean, go ahead and do it. I like to psychologically profile you people, but y'all crossing the line today. Hey, Mary. The dog heard me open butter, and she thought it was one of her treats. I don't got anything for you, Lou. It's not yours. It's not yours. Let me melt my butter. It's not yours. No, it's not yours. You go on. It's not yours. You can beg all you want to, but it's not yours. So anyway, yeah, we had a couple weeks ago, we had all that drama. And of course, I pop in trying to be the voice of reason. And I'm trying to say, hey, you know, let's not pick on people, and let's not choose teams, and let's not try to micromanage or find fault in everybody's behavior, because everybody can find fault in everybody's behavior, right? Well, apparently not. I mean, you can, but apparently that person didn't think so. It's not yours, Lou. It's not your food. It's not yours, Lou. It's mine. See? It's not yours. It's not going to you. It's going to me. My dog is spoilt. I mean, spoilt. Oh, look, we'll use the appropriate spelling. It says about to stir up some shit. So anyway, I was on here and I was like trying to be the voice of reason, and trying to be nice and trying to say, hey, I understand where this behavior comes from. It's a learned behavior. Somebody's done it to you. It sucks. Nobody should have to have gone through this or have to deal with this, and you shouldn't have learned it because it's a learned behavior, and you shouldn't be doing it to others. And but every day that you get up and breathe, you can start over and do better. He had absolutely no inclination of that at all. I mean, fine, he gets to make his own decisions, but I do too. So then I'm starting to see people, and I just kind of back away and watch. I'm a people watcher because I want to see your behaviors, your motives, and how you play your game. Because I'm not going to play till I know the rules. So I watch. And I start noticing all these other people that start yelling at people on all these different forums and websites. And they're like, we're reporting you to the feds. And I'm sitting there going, for what? for reading college textbooks, for reading web-based journalism, and for going, yeah, and we found this medical stuff too, what the crap? And I'm like, really, there's nothing criminal there. And then this lady's like, we're going to tell everybody about all y'all's criminal, blah, 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 blah. So I start looking into some of these, people, like the people that he said, and his people that were, I think it was him acting like other people. There might have been one or two other people, but I think primarily it was him, because when you speak and you type and you have a certain flow and a certain rhythm, a certain word choice, and so I was like, okay, I know it's hard to get a T-ball team together. I understand. Sometimes you got to be every player on the bench. Okay, I get it. It's okay. So I started then, I was like, well, I'm going to look at these people too. I didn't find Bo Diddley. And I thought, well, why is it so important that they're trying to find criminal crap? Like saying you have a criminal background, you have a criminal background, you have a criminal background, you have a criminal. And I'm like, well, Sabrina doesn't. And I did a big hopscotch on this Corinne lady and couldn't find crap. Sorry, Corinne, I don't know you, but I think that sounds really like I did a violation, but it was just a public record search. It's okay. Anybody can do it. You can do it too. Okay, feel free. And then I thought, well, if they're putting so much weight on that, it must be to scare people away from that topic. So I did a public record search in old Canada. I didn't find not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, but 8 little stinky things that needed to have been taken care of in maybe a better way. Truly bad decisions. Now, that's not my story to share, so if he wants to talk about his background, he can. If y'all want to go pull it, public record, go fill up Yum Spring, go do it. Matter of fact, like, before you trust people, you probably should look into them. It's just, I'm pretty boring, but feel free. If you want to waste money on a blank piece of paper, go right ahead. I've never even had a speeding ticket. I did get pulled over once, told my brake light was out. My wiring harness had come apart. And had that deputy not pulled me over, told me, my car could have caught fire. That was totally redneck. My car could have caught on fire. So I was very thankful that he pulled me over. Of course, you know, I work federal and state level jobs, so y'all probably know I'm boring because they don't work people that have histories. I'm boring. I'm sorry. But then I thought, well, why is he picking on everybody else if he's got a lot to hide? Normally, you know, if you've got something to hide yourself, you leave people alone because you don't want them to see your faults. But then he's like really wanting to see other people's faults. And I'm like, do we have an issue? Like, is this a consistent learned behavior that has got, you know, a very elongated time lapse of use where it's a behavior he can't grow out of? You know, and I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, y'all. I really am. That, you know, people are being so mean, and I'm like, well, we're wasting a lot of time being mean to people when we have probably turned hundreds away from learning about something they really need to learn about because we're over here being the titty squad. Y'all never know what I'm going to say, but it just comes out. I'm sorry. That coffee's really good. Hang on. Oh, Kelly sent me a candle. And it smells so good, I didn't want to burn it. But I've been using it to crush my graham crackers. Because do I own a rolling pin? No. I use a mason jar. But this thing's heavy enough, it does such a great job. And y'all, this is one of those bamboo. Oh my God, it smells. I don't want to burn it. It smells so good. It's a dual wick. Oh my God, it smells so good. I don't want to burn it. But it roasts real nice and it crushes this graham pepper. Right? Just dual purpose, Kelly. You knocked it out of the park with this. This was great. I almost did it last night because I was doing some Christmas decorating. And then I thought, better not. Anyway, loop back with me. My brain has 50,000 tabs open because I trained it to do this. This is how I work. So then, after I had found places of residence, addresses, previous addresses, all these public information things that you can acquire, completely legal. You know, you just got to be nosy. Sometimes it pays to be nosy. Did you know he was on the evening news in Canada. Is it the evening news in Canada, or do you just call it something else? You know, like they call things in Canada really strange things. But anyway, so I was like, that's him. And I saw a still from this video. And I was like, what the crap? And so I clicked on a link. And it was a news station in Canada. It was like Channel 6 or something like that. Y'all, I would feel kind of bad sharing the link because it doesn't put him in the best light. But I sat there and I put my head in my hands after I watched this video because I thought there are so many people right now that are putting their trust and faith in somebody that is saying, I'm doing all these great, wonderful, absolute right things, making the best decisions, and I'm being this rock hard, place of the crap stops here. I'm keeping everybody legit. But in that video, he was calling out his landlord because he stood back from the camera and he pulled his shorts up and he showed his arms and he looked like he had been ate alive like a bedbug buffet. And he said that he and his child had been forced to live in squalor and that he had begged the landlord to call the exterminators, which the landlord did respond to the news people and was like, we sprayed for bed bugs. But he didn't tell us there were also roaches. And I'm like, I only told half the truth. Well, that seems to be consistent. But then I'm sitting there going, okay, y'all, now listen, this is just me being a mama. If I moved somewhere or had an apartment that somehow had gotten an infestation going, first thing I do is go somewhere and get me a big old bag of diatomaceous earth and throw it every goddamn where. Because number one, it's not going to hurt you or your kid, but it's going to kill everything that has an exoskeleton, aka a bug. Then I'd be calling every pest control. I wouldn't listen. I mean, I'd be hitting my landlord up going, "You need to fix this crap." But I'd be calling pest control, going, "Get here now. I will pay you whatever. Get here now," because I am not a buffet for these insects. But rather than go to the Dollar General or the Dollarama, it's the Dollarama in Canada, isn't it? And, you know, spend $20-$30. He put himself on the evening news, bared his legs and arms. It looked really bad. Honestly, I've supervised a lot of people with a lot of issues, and it hit me as possibly something else too. But that's just my perspective, because I had filters where I supervised people that had really bad issues. But then again, I found those 8 issues, those 8 very, very bad issues in their public record. I don't know. Jury's still out. I hope he's doing better from the information I found. I hope the apartment got fumigated, and I hope everything worked out. And I feel horrible that his child had to be in something like that. But pick your kid up and go somewhere else, and call an exterminator. And you know, there's about 50 choices there before you call the evening news. Even if it's a sorry apartment complex and they're being pieces of total crap, there's about 5,000 choices there before you go to that, you know, that extreme. But I just kind of sat there and just kind of went, oh my God, because he is presenting himself as Megamind. You know, I am the alpha and the omega. I am the primary authority control of all of this information. And it just seems like maybe this is just the behavior. We whine, we get what we want. We don't get what we want, we throw little fits. We call the evening news. We scare people. We get a little braggadocious, filling our oats. Seems to be very adept at the internet hostilities. Not so smart on internet law, and not so smart on actual, like, what actually is a crime on the internet, and doesn't understand, like, public record searches and what you're allowed to know about other people, which y'all should really know that. Like, I would say everybody needs to do a background on themselves, see what shows up. Because as y'all know, I found out recently that my ex-husband had not taken my name off of a deed. So when you do information, sometimes they don't tell you anything unless it's wrong. And nobody had told me that. I needed to know that. But I found out 23 years later when they tried to sell the property, and everybody started calling me my signature. And I was like, this is supposed to be done like within 30 days before the judge smacked the gavel on the doors. What the crap? So, you know, stupid crap happens. But I'm saying it's a good idea to just, you know, do a background on yourself. But I was really sitting there going, really? Really? And y'all, I didn't put a lot of time in this. It was about 15-20 minutes. But now I've been taught how to dig through the internet, because, you know, I supervised sex offenders and murderers, and, you know, and you learn how to find crap. But I would recommend just a public record search. It's really good. If you got a few extra bucks, it's good. If you don't, you get trained. You can find other stuff. You know, but all this stuff is public record. You're allowed to know it. Somebody moves in the neighborhood I don't know, I call the clerk's office and go, hey, here's a name. I need to know if the person moving in my neighborhood has a criminal history in this area. All this is, you know, legal, legit. We should, you know, get to know people. I was a little less than happy to find out that somebody who is playing this very esteemed role as a majestical being of authority has quite the colorful past with a lot of bad behavior. Now, like I said, he's getting up and breathing every day. He can change. He can do better things. But, you know, sicking you flying monkeys on people, threatening people with, oh, we're gonna report you to the feds and all of this and all that. No, honey. Unless there's a breach of an actual law that the feds actually give a flying fart about, it ain't gonna happen. And the stuff we talk about online, while it probably does make all of them rather irritated, they want us to continue talking. Why? Because they like people like you, Sean, that get out there and make it look absolutely, it just makes it plausible deniability becomes much easier when they allow people like that to talk. We'll just say that, okay? So I sat there and I was like, well, crap. I felt bad for him. Obviously, he's not had the best life. He comes across this behavior these days. It's bad for everybody. It's bad for him too. But don't threaten people and be a giant turd and make people be in fear. And you're gonna put them in a federal pen and report their businesses and blah 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 blah. Because all it is a bunch of crap. I mean, that's just a bunch of crap. That's a bunch of crap. You don't have a jurisdiction. You don't have a claim to anything. What the crap? Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that. They don't know how law enforcement works. They don't know how the court works, and they get scared because those words scare people. It don't scare me. Okay, so maybe that's why I've pushed through this and figured this out, because those words don't scare me. I worked in it. I know what this is, and I can do searches and figure out who's telling a load of hoo-ha and who's not. So to the people, the lady persona, if it really is a lady or maybe him, I don't know. If y'all want to bug me, and I just straight up tell you what I'm going to do when you come after me and start hounding me and saying you're going to do this, that, and the other, and I'm going to tell you one time to leave me alone. And I'm going to say if you contact me in any way after that, I'm going to deem it as harassment. And then I'm going to build a nice little portfolio on all your behavior, down to the hour, the minute, the second of any behavior you do. And then I'm going to start following you and see what other behaviors do to other people. Because while you might be squalling and squealing and scaring everybody else, sometimes when you misrepresent yourself, there's a criminal component there. So I play. But what would really be nice right now is if we could all say, hey, you know something? We're too old for this crap. We're too old for this crap. Let's just get back to the work and the research and get back to bringing people into this and learning about this and helping people understand the medical concerns they have. I put coconut everywhere every time I do this. Apparently, I think my countertop is my bowl. But it'd be nice just to be able to focus back on the important things instead of scaring people off with this juvenile, I won't even say pubescent, I would say prepubescent behavior. Because I'm sorry, I don't know any young men whose diddlies have dropped that behave like this. Just be honest. And we just need to just get back to working. Okay? And he's really good at doing copy and paste, to putting things together in a library so people can go read it. Great. Keep doing it. I will commend you on that. You're doing a good job. Other people are great at other things. Let them do that. You don't have to be the overlord, the overseer, the master of the universe. Is that what is it? He-Man and She-Ra? Gosh, I used to watch Skeletor. I used to watch that. I had the figurines. Oh my God, I'm old. But life could go so much smoother if we would stop trying to bully each other and think that this is like a WWE SmackDown and just realize that we're all people that are all getting screwed and foobarred over medically by all this crap going on in our atmosphere. And we all just need to talk about it. And it doesn't matter who thinks they've got more information, the best information, the biggest mouth, the biggest brain. We just all need to be talking about it. And if you truly care about people and you want them to know the truth, then you would go through as much information as possible and sift through it. But the thing is you have to let other people make their own assumptions. That, hey, I can't jump in your head and tell you what to believe. You can't jump in theirs. You have to let people share what they think is important. It may not be important to you and you may not like it. It might be important to somebody else and it might mean something to them. We need to stop trying to dictate everything. And just let's get back to sharing information. If you don't want to read it, don't read it. Swap it to the side and look for something else. But can we stop acting like we're like some kind of, I don't know, cornflake mafia? Please? Because number one, it's embarrassing. And number two, I ain't learned anything new in like 2 weeks. Because everybody's had their panties in a bunch because of this crap going on. And I've had Destiny's Child stuck in my head for that long too, and I'm kind of getting over it. So can we like change the channel, go somewhere else, please? Can we just go back to work, please? Can we stop yelling at people, threatening people, and thinking we're going to build a tree fort in the backyard and rule the neighborhood? Because the reason the government does not take us seriously is because as adults, we do crap like this. Some lady who's retired and heavily domesticated likes to crochet, just likes to have a little bit of information in here. She has to get on the internet and tell adults, stop. You don't get to control that person that way. You shouldn't call people horrible names. If you're trying to save humanity, that means all humans. Therefore, you should want all humans to have the information. And when you are mean and hateful and nasty, that restricts the ability to share the information effectively. If you care about that, then behave better. If you do not, then continue. Let your actions show us, and we'll all go, oh, well, okay, this is just how he rolls. So, and if it is, sir, I am out. I'm like gone. I don't have time for this crap, y'all. God almighty. My kids were potty trained by the time they were 2. I don't put up with a lot of crap, okay? Just saying. This is not yours, Luna. It is Daddy's. Lord have mercy, my dog. She thinks everything I do is for her. Anyway, so we have put a can of condensed milk, a bag of sweetened coconut flakes, a cup and a half of graham crackers, a half a stick to a whole stick of butter. Honestly, it just depends. Sometimes I like to make it a little bit juicier, put a little bit more butter in there. A little bit of vanilla and mini chocolate chips. And then we're going to put it in the fridge to chill for, I will let it sit overnight even. And then you're going to use a little stainless steel scoop, cookie scoop, and scoop it out. And you're going to roll them in the rest of your crushed up graham crackers and put them in a nice little holiday bowl. And they're called moose farts. And there's a lovely lady on the internet that I saw make these. I saved my extra graham crackers so I can roll. There's a lovely lady on the internet I ran across, and she was making these, and I was like, that looks yummy. And they are very yummy. And you can substitute the mini chocolate chips for marshmallows if you don't like the crunch of the chips. And they taste just as good. And look, I just effectively told you something more useful than you've learned on anybody else's channel for 2 weeks because of the drama that's going on. And it's called moose farts. We should all be terribly concerned. Seriously. Luna, it's not yours. Okay, so that's where I stand in all this. I've made a huge mess. That's where I stand in all this. And I'm just saying, let's stop pointing fingers at everybody's fault lines because then eventually somebody's going to point at yours. And it's not fun, is it? Especially when it seems like somebody's put a great bit of effort to creating a lot of information that can be found. And y'all, I didn't put more than 15, 20 minutes into that. And I stopped after that because I was disheartened. Okay. I don't really think about, like when I say, oh, he's got a good library of things to read, I don't think, well, should I do a background and see if he's just a piece of crap? Well, no, because they're just going to read documentation that he's acquired and put together and made it, easier to consume it because it's all located there. So no, I don't need to go look at his background. But then when he started looking at everybody else's background, I was like, well, dang it, now I gotta go look at his background. And I was really like, really? Really? This is not necessary. So, listen, you point a finger toward everybody else. How many you got pointing back at you? Don't believe anything I tell you. Go do your own research. You can find his name real easy. There used to be a weatherman. And Ray Stevens made it. This is what I thought when I found out part of his name. It used to be a weatherman, and Ray Stevens did a song. And it was about a woman that was in love with Willard Scott. I think it was Ray Stevens. And in the middle of the song, Ray Stevens would go, "Oh, Willard!" And that's honestly, that was stuck in my head the whole time I was doing all this research. Y'all, my brain, it works very strange. I'm just saying. Yeah, Ray Stevens is awesome. Ray Stevens is amazing. Okay, I'm just going to leave my spoon in here because I'm going to use it to test to see when it gets to the nice rigidity that I want to pull it out and scoop them, because I'm probably going to have to put these together tonight because they're going to need to be well formed. And then I'm actually going to freeze these because then he can take them to work, and by the time they have lunch, they'll be the right consistency. So, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat because that's main recipes. As long as it's edible. That's why I don't make the big meals to send in. No, thank you. I'm good at lots of things, and I can make a home, and I can clean it, and I can cook, but I'm not going to wow you with anything. No. Well, the things that I learned to wow people with are kind of off-putting because of where I worked my entire career. So, just saying. So, I probably made a whole bunch of people irritated at me, and that's okay. You can get irritated with me. It's fine. You can scratch your back and get happy too. I mean, that should all happen in a scope of about 5 minutes. So, if it lasts more than 5 minutes, check into your emotional well-being. You might be having a problem. Did you miss that? I made moose farts again, and then I just told what I found. Oh, it's not crazy. Oh, I love your name. Every time you pop in, I'm like, oh, that makes me laugh. Do you have to submit your email? No, you can actually go to, if you're in the area, you can actually go and walk into a clerk's office and request local and statewide. So you really don't. No, you don't have to give any information. Now, if you do it online, what they're going to do is make a report and email it to you. But you can actually, there's contract where it say you can click and say you cannot sell my email address and yada all that crap. But I mean, just getting on the phone, calling people, and saying I have this name. I need to know if there's violations of any felonies. Is this somebody to be concerned about? All this is public record. Arrest narratives, any kind of after we go to court and all the discovery goes through and all that crap, they might redact certain things in the discovery pack and stuff. And if there's victims in the reports and stuff, the police reports, they'll redact a little bit of that to protect people. But you can get your hands on almost anything. They might go through it with a Sharpie and take a few things out. But that is why it is so necessary when you live in a country that's having problems like America is. You go and you learn who's living next to you and what's going on, and are you safe, and is there something you need to be paying attention to. And normally, if you are physically able to walk into the clerk's office and do that, you will just pay for the paper that they printed out on. That's it. It's that easy. I find it easier to when you go online and do it in a bundle, because you can they'll search everything for you and bring it out. So they'll do, local, state, federal, whatever. And, but really all I did was, because in the States and in other places, there's a thing called VineLink. And when you can get a hit on VineLink, then you can start to look at other areas of interest where if they show up in this place and with the issue, or they're imprisoned here, or they're imprisoned there, or she's playing, then you can see the trail, and then you can start calling. So, but I just did a preliminary, it's kind of like a VineLink hit to see if there had been any incarceration, imprisonments, held for charges while things were being found. Get out of my plant. And that's what I found. And, you know, like, I didn't dig any deeper. I don't want to know his business. He told enough of it to Channel 6 News. I think it was Channel 6. But I'm just saying. What is it? Oh, the web we weave. So, but, you know, we started to have a lot of goons show up doing a lot of mean things to a lot of just generically nice people like you and I. And I thought, what is going on here? Because this is like the cornflake mafia. I mean, they think they're acting like something, but they ain't. They ain't got no punkin behind what they're threatening. And they don't understand it. They don't understand that their behavior actually is more criminal than anything else that's going on. So I just felt like I need to look into it. And that's what I found. So, if you're going to be Supreme High Commander, scrub the internet or behave yourself. That's what I would say. I'm boring. I tell y'all everything anyway because I think people can learn from other people's lives. Had a horrible first marriage. He was a piece of crap. I call that like my 7-year brain fart. Woohoo! It prompted me to get my education and try to help people. And that's all I did until this neuromuscular disorder took me out. After that boy threw that axe at me and I started having all these freaking leg surgeries and my nerves got screwed up. And now my full-time job is just trying to stay healthy and keep going. And I seem to be hitting a plateau with my disorder right now. My doctors are really happy. But I'm having a lot of cranial, like facial swelling, which is not great. And that normally hasn't been a thing. But now we're thinking that may be the new trick for my disorder. So we're paying attention to that now. That's lovely. So, and when I don't feel good, I don't come on the internet. And if I don't think I'm going to be conducive to society, I don't go on the internet. There are days that I don't go on the internet. And, yeah, but I'm pretty laid back, normal person. You know, I have opinions. Don't mind to talk about them. I can make statements but you just kind of, you gotta know that, you know, the internet is honestly like a public sewer. Because that's where everybody's crap is. And if you're going to be on it, you're just going to have to deal with it. And sometimes that means you just got to roll with it and not try to take over and be the high supreme commander. Just realize that when you find good people, stick with them, help them. Don't try to pick fights with the ones that aren't good people. And sometimes you have to make a declaration that was not appropriate. Inappropriate things go a multitude of ways. Let's all be appropriate, nice to each other, and let's get back to research and reading stuff and learning, putting wrinkles in our brain. And I recommend the iced oatmeal sugar cookie coffee. It's very, very good. So I'm sure there'll be some kind of retaliation. I'm sure to him this is one of those neener things. It's not to me. To me, it was just like this man's behavior is concerning me. The behavior of people that are apparently affiliated with him. I think it may have been him on different profiles, though. I don't know. I don't know how much time he has, and I don't know. Okay. But it concerned me with threats and behaviors and actions that they were. And I thought, well, I'm just going to figure this out. I just think this is what he knows how to do. When he finds something that works, he runs with it. And when he gets threatened, he threatens back. So if he thinks like he's not going to be able to have like supreme control over this, then he's like a little rabid chihuahua and he tries to act like a bull mastiff. And I guess it's worked in the past. it normally usually doesn't if you're around people that really will, tell you how to behave and be like, that's not right. But I guess it has worked enough to where it's a consistent behavior for him. And it's very unattractive, and it's going to harm the cause that we're all working toward, and it's going to harm the research that we're all learning, and it's going to make people scared to speak out and ask questions because they're going to be ridiculed, demeaned, or attacked online. And what the frick is up with that, y'all? Get God Almighty, just my God, you don't have to go, I'm going to report this and I'm going to do that. And I'm just go do a background, see what actually the person's all about. And then if something illegal happens, then go up and talk to your sheriff's department or your district attorney, and take them. You don't have to be like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. That is really childish behavior. Luna, honey, I love you too, but you do not have to pat me on the butt. I appreciate that. You think I needed a... Okay, you think I need a little bit of an uplift there? Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. So anyway, that's what I just want things to get back to normal. I want people to stop being bugged and harassed and scared. It scared some people quite a bit because a lot of people, they don't understand the legal situation of everything. And you say certain words and some people get really, really, really just like, sphincter, whoop, pucker factor 25. And it's just... with what we're doing, we're trying to learn and educate and share knowledge about something that is affecting everybody. And there is no reason to be exhibiting these behaviors and actions toward people that are trying to do the same thing. And so we should all just behave. Because, listen, you want to open up the door and start playing tiddlywinks with everybody's past, it's going to get messy, and we're all going to get more off track than we already are. So, let's just move on. Sail forward. Leave all that in the past and learn to play nice together. And but I will tell you, I'm on, when people show up and they're like, I do this, that, and the other, and they're really tight-lipped, but they're really like caustic. I'm going to be pulling a lot more information off people now before I really trust them and recommend what they do. Yeah. So. But that's just me. You make your decision. That's just me. But I'm sure there'll be some kind of rebuttal. I don't care. I'm fixing to go have to finish cleaning my house and get caught up in laundry, and I got real crap to do. When people are crying because they're getting terrifying messages from people threatening legal action and bunch of crap that ain't gonna happen over stupid. Anyway, I was not gonna say nice words. I stopped. I just had to take a deeper look, and let me tell you what. Sometimes in the mirror is scary. Might want to check it. I'm in and out with Booma a lot when he talks about everything. He just lays it all on the table. He talks about his faults. He throws it all out there. Says I was stupid enough and I had learned this the hard way. I really like Booma because of that. I really do. He doesn't hide anything. He just puts it all out there. That's a brave soul. That is a brave soul to put it all out there and be like, you got problems, I do too. That's lovely, and I really am enjoying how he is creating communication and conversation and dialogue again. And I really do appreciate him. And he keeps saying he needs a bow tie, but I think I'm just going to crochet him a tie so he can see it under his beard and send him a really funky crocheted tie, because he said he was going to do the beards and bow ties with, who was it? Oh my gosh, I love that man, and now I can't even remember his name. Biscuits. So my hair has to be in a bun almost at all times because it's aggressive. My hair's aggressive. Oh, I have a held message. What is it? Is it a horrible one? Oh no, it was a nice one. Sometimes I get like really juicy ones and I'm like, wow, they thought about that for a minute. That wasn't a bad one though. Okay, But yeah, we've got stuff that's moving in good directions, and I'm going to focus on those. But, just know if somebody's coming at you and being all threatening and they're gesticulating like a primate or something, and there's something behind that, and normally it's fear, and they're hiding something of their own, and so it just was red flags all around for me. And so when I had a minute and I was still and didn't feel good, I thought, well, I'm gonna do a little preliminary search. And then I watched that news thing and I went, what the holy I may not be the smartest person in the world, but I do know how to go to a big box store and buy Raid and bug repellent and diatomaceous earth and cortisone cream for your legs, because they look really bad, dude. That was bad. Like, did you get blood poison? You can get blood poison if you get bit up like that. Seriously, I get 2 mosquito bites and I'm like, peace out. I'm out of here. I can't take that. That's horrible. I was like, did it make him sick? Did he get blood poisoning? Because woohoo! But then in my head where I worked with the fingers, I was like, is it all bug bites? I don't know. Then it is the background, and I was like, I still don't know. So jury's still out on all that. Y'all can go and look that up if you want to. But all I'm saying is, I see the motivation to scare people to not look deep at him. I get it. I get why he's so abrasive now, because he doesn't want. That's why he's so controlling of the narrative, because it's very scary what you may run into. But something, we all don't make good decisions in life. We do stupid crap, and you, like I said, you're still breathing. Get up, you can change, you can make better decisions, you can talk about your past, show people that you're moving forward and making better decisions, and that you've changed yourself. That would be great. I necessarily can't say that I see any change from what I found in the background to current behavior being displayed today, but you can certainly work on it and change it. And I hope you do. But let's stop all this now, okay? Yeah, okay, because I got better stuff to do with my time. Okay. So y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to go play with my dog because she's being extra needy today. And somebody's little granddaughter lost their pet fish. And I was like, let's crochet a pet fish, y'all. It's sad. I mean, I lost a fish once. It hurt me more than I'd like to admit. It did. It's just a fish, but it hurt me more than I'd like to admit. So y'all have a great day. I'm not a mean-hearted person. I'm not. But I am a curious person. And curiosity could be a good thing. So y'all go be curious. Go Google fingers. Thought about putting the leg show to the James Brown, get up off of this thing. But I did not, because I thought that would not be nice. I stopped myself. See? That was called editing. I did that. Although it would be hilarious. But I chose not to do that because I thought that would be spiteful. So, yay for me. Although I still had the little black thought right here. So, but today, kindness won out. Tomorrow, well, we'll just have to see. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to go get busy on the rest of my house and limp around on my left foot because it's raining and we've got a barometric pressure ridge over us. And winter, ick. I think it's time to go back in physical therapy so that the weather during the winter does not turn me into the Tin Man. So I think we're fixing to go back and just go ahead and get right back in physical therapy so that I do not suffer through the winter and I keep my mobility and I don't have any frozen muscle and bone issues. So, winter. Everybody stay warm. And like they said earlier, yes, very soon the days are going to start getting longer again and we can say we're closer to spring and summer. I just, winter. It's boring. I don't like it. I get a lot of craft work done, but I'm also hemmed in the house because of my disorder. I'm a fall hazard. I don't want to ice skate down support steps. So I'm really only out if I have to go with mom to a doctor's appointment, dad, be at the farm, back forth. That's about all I do. And I just try to avoid harming myself in the winter. And I do physical therapy so that I can continue to move and my joints don't solidify. and this stupid thyroid medicine is, God, it's making me gain weight. And she's like, it just happened, but your T3's moving. You're healthier. You're doing great. Don't worry. We'll stop taking the medicine in August and you'll lose the weight again. And I'm like, you said again, I don't want to do this again. But I will. It'll be okay. I'm still way smaller than I was, but it's very frustrating. So I'm working on that, doing a lot of work on me. Maybe that's why I'm too busy picking on people, because I'm doing a lot of work on me. I got a lot of crap going on. Okay, new thought for the day. Find something you can improve about you and worry about that and let everybody else be. Okay, I will go through and try to read the chat when it loads here in a couple of days, but I love you guys. Thanks for jumping in. Be kind to people. If you need to be nosy, do it in an appropriate way and get a public record. And don't threaten people with bullcrap. You know, and if you're somebody that really likes to waller in bullcrap, don't walk it through other people's homes, because not everybody likes it. Okay? Keep your crap to yourself. Or display it on Channel 6 Evening News. I don't know. Okay. Bye, guys.